Hey, we're back. Hey, good to see you for the late show. I came across something while I was on the break. Check this out. This is very strange. Mysterious search in West Houston tied to missing person case. They say Houston police detectives are searching a wooded area on Elmview Drive in West Houston, just west of Blalock and Long Point. Houston police confirmed the search is part of an investigation into a missing person. Detectives wouldn't confirm who the missing person is, but they say the person was reported just recently, but could have been actually missing for up to 10 years. Volunteers from Texas EquiSearch are helping in the area using radar technology to look for anything that could be buried in the area. Now, we were reading through a list of missing people just before we hopped off the air. I wonder if it's any of those people. A lot of them were missing this year. Let me grab that list here. Oh, it's not that one. Hold on, lady. Yeah, it's this. Very interesting. West Houston. All right. Let me try and find that list. Where are you? Da, 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 da. Huh. Oh, it's not showing up. All right. Thanks for that. Let me see if I can find it a different way. Anytime past 24 hours. Here, I found it. So Texas EquiSearch was searching for these people as well. What was the region they said? They're searching West Houston. West Houston. Is there anyone missing on this list from West Houston? Probably all of them. There's quite a few on this list. Let's have a look. Just trying to see if there's any of these names pick up where they're searching. Doesn't seem so, like, on the surface of it, but all these people are missing people from this year in Houston, who are working with Texas EquiSearch to try find them, and now all of a sudden we have a mysterious search going on in the area, looking for signs of someone. I don't know. Let's listen to the little video. Maybe it'll give us some clues as to who they are searching for.
Police investigation in West Houston. Houston police detectives have been searching a wooded area on Elmview, just west of Blaylock and Long Point, and that's where our Pooja Lodia is live with what we know at this point. Pooja.
Detectives have been out here since about 8 o'clock this morning. We have seen those detectives, as well as volunteers from organizations like Texas EquiSearch, going in and out that wooded area just behind this fence. And actually, let's go to some video from Sky Eye, because that view from above really gives you a much better idea of what exactly is going on out here. Houston police detectives have confirmed that they are here as part of a missing persons investigation. Now, they would not confirm who this missing person is, but they did say that this person was reported missing just recently. But get this person could have actually been missing for up to 10 years. Now, we have seen those detectives as well as those volunteers clearing out brush. We have also seen them using several tools out here, including some tools that actually allow them to use detection methods to go underneath the ground to see what has been buried in this area. We have not been able to confirm how this building, this home here behind me, is connected to this missing persons investigation. But again, we do know that these detectives have been out here all day, and it doesn't appear that they are going anywhere anytime soon. Reporting live in West Houston, Pooja Lodia, ABC.
Let me see if I can find anything else that could tell us. I can't see shooting incident. I can't see anyone who's missing from this particular area. I mean, it doesn't mean anything, like their body could have been moved, or this is where the killer put them, all those types of things. Let me check one other place I know who has a heartbeat on this area. Apparently, there's a homicide though in Braywood or Braeswood. Shots fired. Just trying to see, where is this other one we're looking for? We're looking for a search on the west side. No, not a media briefing on a helicopter. Yeah, it's weird. There is a Houston thing called Grizzlies Hood News, who they always have everything going on in Houston, and I don't see them talking about it at all, which is very interesting. Yeah, I don't see anything. That's a weird one. Then they gave a weird timeline between they're just reported missing recently, but could be missing for up to 10 years. How does that work? So no one's seen them in 10 years and only someone recently put in a missing person report for them? Odd. Let's see. Mysterious search in West Houston tied to missing person case. Let me try the last 24 hours. Yeah, no. I don't pick up anything else but that story. Although there is a Yahoo thing, but it's just from ABC 13, which is, I think that's where we were on. Let me check this video. Yeah, it's the same video. Although they got Texas Equisearch out there. I'm not sure, but it's an interesting set of circumstances, and it seems like a very targeted search to be at this one property looking for this, whoever this is. Let's have a look. Where is this area? Because I'm not familiar. Where is this particular street? All right. Hey, Elmview Drive in West Houston. All right. So let's zoom out. Oh, okay. It's not an area I'm very familiar with. But Elmview Drive goes for like a massive amount of time. Look, you can go up here. It stops there. And it stops down here. They look like they were down here, didn't they? On that footage, it looked like they were down here somewhere, like in one of these junkyards or something like that, like down here in these factory type areas. Maybe here. It was somewhere where they had a vacant block of land. Let's have a look on that video. Just west of Blalock and West Point. Okay. Let's go back. Just west of Blalock and West Point. I'd say it's got to be there. Wait, on view. Yeah, because the rest of this up here is all residential. And in that footage, it definitely looked like it was more like empty lots or, like junkyard, that type of thing. Even that. It was something like that in that video. Let's see, can we get a number from the video they're searching? So there's the video. That's the area they're all clearing. It looks like a green area. It's hard to see, but they got their bus parked there. Texas EquiSearch. Looks like it might be overgrown in some places too. They're keeping a very close eye on that view. They don't want to open it up too much. They're trying not to show you everything. I can't track it down except to show you that street, but I wish we knew who it was. Like, what missing person are they looking for? Let me check here. Let me see if one of the beat writers are covering it. Okay, no, there's just one story. No, I don't see anything. Hold on. Uptown Houston couple with home at center of missing person investigation will remain behind bars. Sean Kennedy and his wife, Allie Price, have not been charged with any crimes related to the disappearance of Robert Bond, 40, whose family has not heard from him since June. When was this posted? Disappearance of Robert Bond. 9th of October. So that's recently. They said Bond had been living with Kennedy and an attorney and Price for a short time at their uptown Houston home off Sage Road that backs up to Buffalo Bayou. In one of their last conversations, the Bond family said he told them he had some disagreements with the couple. Soon after that, he was never heard from again. Wonder if it's this one. This one was reported in the last couple of days.
His story after surviving an alleged.
Shush. Let's watch the video. Maybe it's this one.
Of a missing person investigation will remain behind bars.
Sean Kennedy and Allie Price are facing charges unrelated to the disappearance of Robert Bond, who had been living with the couple and hasn't been heard from since June. Matt Doherty has been following this story. He's live outside the home. Matt, what's the latest?
For the first time today, we heard from the couple's lawyers, who were asked if their clients had any connection to the disappearance of the missing man. This complicated story begins back in June. That's when the family of Robert Bond says he went missing. They say Bond had been living with attorney Sean Kennedy and his wife Allie for a short time at their uptown home off of Sage Road. Bond's family says he told them he'd had some disagreements with the couple. Soon after that, they never heard from him again. Then in September, Houston police raided the Kennedys' home on Sage Road, taking firearms and drugs. Sean Kennedy was charged with possession of a controlled substance, and Allie was taken into custody. 2 weeks later, after Sean Kennedy had been released on bond, his bond was revoked. On the same day, detectives went back inside his home on Sage Road, leaving with a garbage can and other items. Texas EquiSearch crews were also there and spent time in Kennedy's backyard with shovels and buckets. They said they couldn't tell us whether they found anything there or not. Allie Price is charged with burglary of a habitation in a separate case. In a hearing today, a judge denied her bond. After the hearing, her attorney answered questions about the missing man.
My client denies any type of involvement in that, and The DA hasn't filed anything, and they haven't informed us of any further incidences or investigations. So
Sean Kennedy was also denied bond today. Here's what his lawyer said when he was asked the same question.
That they still haven't proven any sort of murder. They haven't found the corpse. They haven't found anything significant as far as I'm aware.
The couple has not been charged with any crime related to the disappearance of Robert Bond.
I wonder if it's got to do with this case. This is pretty high profile. It's been in the news over the last little while. And this guy this guy hasn't been seen in quite a time period. Also, you saw in that video, I know they help a lot of people, but Texas EquiSearch was involved in that one. I wonder if they found a new area. Now, judging from my Googling around Houston, Buffalo Bayou, where they live, is over here. And where they're searching today is sort of over in this area, over here on the west side of Houston. Or I think it's sort of up here somewhere, but on the west side of Houston. I mean, people move bodies. That's what they do. But interesting that this one's been in the media. And then all of a sudden they're at some sort of mysterious missing person search. Although, as we showed you earlier today, there are a lot of missing people in Houston. A lot. Where's our little list? Here. So this is the list we were looking at before. There are a lot of people. These are mostly this year. This lady, and we talked about her on the first show, Angela Marisol Diaz. She's 22 years old from Houston, and she's been missing since July. Corey Hatfield, he's been missing since May. You got Kaylee Goodwin, missing since April. Alberto O. Miranda, he's 32 years old. He's been missing since January this year, a long time. Destin Henderson, we know this one. This is the one that may have been connected to the woman whose car got taken a couple of months ago, and they believe Destin might be related to that guy. He's been missing since October 2023. And then you have Portia King McZeal, and she has been missing since June 21st, 2023. And Richard Simpson, 41 years old, went missing New Year's Eve 2022. And no one has seen him since. No one has seen Richard Simpson since that time. I don't know. It'd be interesting if it was Destin as well. There was a woman that went missing. What was her name? Hold on. And they think it was, Karen Miles. Karen Miles is her name. They believe Destin's case is connected to Karen Miles' case through the person they arrested, the killer. Maybe they found Destin. That'd be pretty cool. Devontae Kenyatta Clark. That's who they believe is responsible. They believe this guy might be a serial killer. They actually believe this guy might be a serial killer. Yeah, all those cases, they're all in Houston. Kathy says, do you have a large homeless population? Yes, we do. Especially in the city. But yeah, Devontae Kenyatta Clark, they believe he actually may be like a proper bona fide serial killer. Like, this guy just kills people for I don't know what reason. He just does. We've spoken about him a couple of times. He's connected to like 3 or 4 other cases in other counties, all involving vehicles going missing and then the driver going missing. Including, he was actually friends with the other guy. What's his name? I don't want to be rude. Destin Henderson. He was some sort of acquaintance or friends with Destin and was supposed to work with him or be his personal trainer or something. And then Destin went missing, never found him again. And the last person to see him, well, you guessed it, it was Devontae Kenyatta Clark. That is the last person to see Destin alive. Oh, if Houston has a large homeless population, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm guessing they would. Like most city centers in America have fairly large homeless populations. I would guess Houston would have quite a large uh like homeless encampments and things like that. I mean, yeah. I mean, anywhere you've got a city, you're gonna have homeless people. Maybe, yeah, or could be Kaylee Goodwin. That would be interesting. They've been searching for her for a long time, since April earlier this year. Well, that's interesting. I always like to hear of mysterious searches for people where they won't tell you who they're searching for. That is very concerning because normally they'll just tell you, hey, we're here to search today for this missing person who's been missing or whatever. The fact they won't say who it is interesting. And there's no updates. Like, they'd be done for the day by now. Yet I don't see an update anywhere of did they find anything? Anything like that? I don't see anything. Yeah, Houston detectives reported at Long Point. I find this bit really confusing. Detectives wouldn't confirm who the missing person is, but say this person was reported missing just recently, but could have actually been missing for up to 10 years. That's like one of those weird cases where someone hasn't seen a person for a long time, and all of a sudden their family's like, hey, we haven't seen them for ages. And they report them missing. Turns out they've been dead since 2011. Let's see. So this person was reported missing. All right, let's search that phrase. Let's see if anything pops up. Houston. I don't see anything that would be super interesting to us. You know, it reminds me of do you know Tanya Glover? Do you remember that case we followed for a while until they confirmed who she was? She was the person they found buried in a wall. Not buried. She was placed behind a cinder block wall in a parking garage. Oh, they made a little episode about her. I'll have to watch that. I didn't even know they did. They made like a little documentary about her. That's really good. So it says here, when cleaners found a woman's body in December 2022 tucked at the back of an apartment complex car park in Brisbane's north, police struggled to identify the remains. The body was hidden behind the concrete block wall of a storage cavity, tightly wrapped and partially buried. They said it was very strange. It was very clear that there was foul play involved, according to the detectives. They said limited information was shared with the public as police pleaded for leads a month later. They described her as between 30 and 55, 155 to 165 centimeters tall, size 10, dark brown hair, prescription glasses. And they said in this particular instance, identification was really problematic. And they were able to find a DNA breakthrough, and apparently, someone on a distant part of their family was the link they needed to figure out who she was. And apparently, this lady, Donna Truscott, was contacted, and they were like, hey, we found your DNA in a database. You might be related to this woman. And they were able to get a match. And oh, that's a photo I've never seen of her before. This is Tanya Lee Glover. They still don't know who killed her. They still don't know who put her there, why she ended up there, or who would want to do that to her. But she was found it was like one of those car parks underneath an apartment complex. It had a storage area with like a hole in the wall, and she was behind the wall, wrapped in a blanket. It's very, very troubling. Still today, no update on who might have heard her. Nothing. I don't have any update about it. Laura says, "What channel is the documentary on?" It was on. It's saying here. It was on ABC in Australia on 7:30. A show called 7:30. I'll give you the link because you can just play it. See.
Okay, is that clear?
Oh.
Human remains hidden behind a basement wall under this apartment, tightly wrapped and partially buried for more than a decade. Now,
9. Time is 10:59.
Yeah, looks like it's a very, very old body.
This was the area. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. It was sort of behind in this gated area, and then there's like these little holes in the wall. If you can see in the top right here, there's like a cut in the stonework here. She was up and inside behind the wall here that you see in front of you. Someone had put her through the hole and then down a little bit, and no one had been able to find her until some cleaners went in there looking for something, and they were able to find a body. Pretty gruesome that she had been there for so long. Over 10 years, they reckon. Her body just sat there decaying. Here, I'm going to put the, I can't play the full video, but I will put it in the chat. That's when someone says reported missing recently, but has been missing for up to 10 years, this is the sort of case I think of. Something like Tanya, because no one really knew she was missing until they found the body. And then they were like, oh my God, she was missing since 2011, I think. 2011? When was she last seen? Pretty sure it was. Oh. So they believe on January 8th, 2010, she had a medical appointment that she went to before she was killed around 10 days after that. So around January 18th, 2010, they believe that's the day she was killed. This is interesting too. They say when the 38-year-old didn't return to the boarding house, Mr. Bell moved her possessions into storage and looked for a new tenant. According to the RTA, which is the Residential Tenancy Authority, we can take the bond if they owe any rent and relet the room, he explains, clean out her belongings and store them safely for a few months in case she turned up again. He says he wasn't alarmed by Miss Glover's disappearance, given it was common for residents to suddenly leave without notice. While Mr. Bell acknowledges a duty of care in his role, he believes tenants value their independence. If we told the police about everyone that left, we'd be swamped with police. I think there's some clues here. If this was some sort of boarding situation, I would be looking at anyone who was a tenant around the same time. What disagreements might have taken place? Was there any monetary issues between the tenants? Was there any disagreements on living conditions or living with each other? I think the clues might be there already. The police have just got to do some digging. That is very suspicious. I don't like this guy's attitude. Oh, people just go, we just keep getting their money for ages and, wow, we don't know where they go. We don't know why they keep giving us their money. Who knows? All right. And then it says here, he says, I'm not a mental health worker. I'm a property manager. All right. So Lee was a neighbor for almost 10 years, and Lee has lived at the same complex for almost 2 decades and disagrees. She says it's absolutely, what's the word, depersonalizing everything. And the 69-year-old claims she showed Miss Glover how to get free food from Wesley Mission and a nearby church. While Lee agrees many tenants would do the midnight flip and leave, she says Miss Glover's belongings were left behind. I saw those coming out of the room after she'd gone, so I knew she hadn't moved willingly. Well, that's the way I put it. She was there one day, gone the next. It just seemed wrong to me. BHC told 730 in a written statement, if there are any suspicious circumstances determined during abandonment, BHC would contact the Queensland Police Service. Sometimes there are no obvious signs that a resident has vacated their tenancy, particularly if rental payments continue without interruption, and concerns are not raised by friends, family, or neighbors. So why would you kick them out if their rental payments are still coming in? They're not in arrears for any reason. What do you care if they're in there or not? There's something wrong here. If her payments were coming in for many months afterwards, why did no one pick up earlier that she hadn't been in that apartment for 5 months, 3 months, 2 months, whatever? There's something weird here. They say both Lee, the neighbor, and Mr. Bell, the property manager, say they don't know what happened to Miss Glover more than a decade ago, but can easily remember how the valley would spill over with drugs, booze, and crime. Mr. Bell recalls non-residents would be found squatting within tenants' rooms at the affordable housing complex. It was easy back then because they didn't have the extra height on the gate. They'd be able to get onto the stairs and just do whatever they wanted upstairs. It was just crazy. I never went out late at night. BHC acknowledged that some residents manage complex needs, including disability, trauma, mental health, and challenges linked to drugs and alcohol abuse. Sergeant Baker says there's no evidence Miss Glover used drugs or alcohol. That's another thing. A lot of people said she didn't drink or do any drugs. We believe she lived a fairly simple life, enjoyed reading, enjoyed looking at DVDs, enjoyed walking. She maybe had a couple of friends, but wasn't overly social. Miss Glover's neighbor, Lee, keeps a small circle too. Inside her studio, the hallmarks of a life lived are on display, family photos and Harry Potter pillows, and a treasured set of wind chimes. 3 small fans were against the Brisbane heat. Lee explains how, these days, residents have an electronic fob to swipe to get through the gates. There's something off about this, like really off. I'd want to know more about if she disappeared in January, how long did those rental payments continue to come in on the apartment? And at what point did they evict her and take her stuff out of that apartment? Because something's not kosher here. Here, police say Miss Glover was last seen August 26, 2009, when she turned up for a job capacity assessment at Centrelink. Centrelink is like welfare for our American people. Police understand she also had a medical appointment almost 5 months later, in January 8th, 2010, before she was killed 10 days later. How do they know she was killed 10 days later? How do they know that? I think there's more information. Either there's more information here that we don't know about, or police have a fairly good idea of who killed her. Because how would they know who killed her on what day, a decade ago, after her rent was continuing to be paid into the apartment and they only evicted her later on? How the hell would they know? I think they have a good idea. Something tells me they think they might know who killed her. Chiropractors aren't cheap. That's very true. Yeah, there's something wrong about this. There's a few things here that don't add up. and they're not explaining it either. Electricity bill would show activity. Well, if she had things continuing to run, maybe, but they may just continue. Maybe the last day the neighbor seen her? No, because then her last proof of life sighting wouldn't be the medical appointment. It would be that the neighbor saw her. So the last proof of life is that she had that medical appointment on January 8th, and then she was killed 10 days later. If the neighbor saw her on that 10 days later or whatever, they say, well, we have an eyewitness who spots her on the day, not that she had a medical over a week earlier. Not sure, but there's something that doesn't connect together here. I'm just trying to see if we have anything else here. Oh. Oh, okay. That's very interesting. Okay. I thought she lived here at these apartments where they found her body. I was like, because they said, oh, she lived in in an apartment, blah blah blah, and I was like, oh, she lived here. Okay, no. They say once we worked out who Tanya was, we learned that she obviously didn't live at the address. So someone placed her body under here later on. They said then the primary focus of the investigation becomes, well, how does a person who lives elsewhere get to be there? Tanya's last known address is around 5 kilometers away in Brisbane's inner city, where she rented an affordable housing unit for people with high needs and disabilities. Miss Glover lived with a hearing impairment, vision loss, and received a pension. That makes it even more suspicious. Are the newspapers found with her? Maybe. Maybe. I mean, that gives you a roundabout time. That's even more concerning. I thought someone killed her because she lived up here and then just dragged her body underneath and put her in the carport. I mean, in the parking garage. That makes sense. I was like, oh, that sort of makes a lot of sense. You kill someone, you take him downstairs, you hide the body, and you run away. The fact she was found in a different apartment complex's basement, hidden behind a wall, 5 kilometers away from where she actually lived. And this is a much more like upmarket building. I have an idea. I don't want to finger anyone for like a crime without more proof. But I would say, how can I put this without getting sued to the Stone Age? Ping has rented many properties before. I have been with many property managers, and they often have access to many keys. It's a very interesting fact. I didn't know they did that for their job. Have you seen that before? They often have access to other properties and other keys and security system. It's very interesting. It's something we should look into more in true crime. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Because this is a secure apartment building, including the door. It has a gate on it that it goes up and down via a clicker. So I don't know if someone would be able to rock up here and knock on the door and be like, hey, can I just store this down below? This body's getting quite heavy and a bit soggy. I'd like to put it somewhere. People not making the connection. Here. Peter Bell was the property manager for Tanya Lee Glover's unit complex. He says, I don't know where she went. And he said there was a lot of alcohol abuse and drug abuse going on there. Mr. Bell saw overdoses and S words on the job. He'd have to call police and breach tenants with a penalty notice when they did the wrong thing. He said Tanya wasn't one of those, though. She was lovely and she had a beautiful smile. It's the first time anyone who knew Miss Glover has spoken about her disappearance. He said, I thought it was odd that all her clothes and everything was still there, but that's what happens when you go to mental health services. A lot of people went off to mental health services and things like that, community care or hospitals a lot of the time too, and her rent was being paid. The affordable housing block is split into studios and boarding rooms. All areas are carved up by tall security fences and pocketed with CCTV cameras. Mr. Bell remembers Miss Glover staying in the boarding house, sharing a kitchen area with 6 other residents. He thought she was visiting family when she disappeared in 2009 and recalls trying to ring her mother multiple times, but he's unclear whether they spoke to each other. Like Mr. Bell, Miss Glover's parents never reported her missing. Police say they fell out of contact with their daughter and didn't know where she lived or that she was managing her mental health. Um, yeah, right. Or someone with a way to move a body. If it's not the person that I just suggested, I would be heavily looking at other tenants. Heavily. She shared it with 6 other people in the same common area. So they each had their own, I guess, little studio apartment, and they shared a common area, probably like maybe bathroom, kitchen, or maybe she had a bathroom in her apartment, but kitchen and probably laundry. So kitchen, laundry were shared. I would be looking at anyone who spent time there and had a lease, if it's not the other person I just said. But there's something here that doesn't quite connect the dots. Yeah, there's something here that's not making, 1 plus 1 equal 2. It is not adding up to 2 right now. There's just a lot of holes in the story and a lot of things that don't make sense. See here, Mr. Bell says residents would have their rent deducted automatically through Centrelink and believes Miss Glover's payments continued for months. When the 38-year-old didn't return to the boarding house, Mr. Bell moved her possessions into storage and looked for a new tenant. Why would you touch her stuff if her payments were still coming in? What if she went to travel in Asia? What if she was staying at her boyfriend's house? If she has a lease and a set of keys and her rent is being paid, why would you touch anything of hers? Why are you so keen to get her stuff out of there and re-rent the room when you are receiving rent for her? That's yeah, there's something off here. Very off. Either two things. Either someone was gaming the system but didn't kill her. Like someone has been uncovered and they were gaming the system at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Like they were doing something fraudulent with the rent. And now that Tanya disappeared and someone killed her, their little scheme is about to become uncovered in the middle of a murder inquiry. Or it's connected. Yes, I do know that. Yeah, there's something weird here. Because why would you continue to accept their money? And if you are getting money for them, like, why are you touching any of their stuff? You have no legal right to enter anyone's leasing when their rent is due. Like, as long as their rent's being paid, you have no right to enter. You have no right to touch anything of theirs. It doesn't matter if you haven't seen them for a day or 90 years. It doesn't matter. There's something freaking weird here. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, very, very strange. I hope they do get to the bottom of what happened to Tanya. And what I'm going to do is, if you didn't get the link from chat, come and hang out on the Facebook page since it seems to be easier for people. I will post that link. Actually, we might be able to do it right now. Where is it? Yeah, I'm going to post the link to the ABC article on the Facebook thing here. Where is it? Ping. It says Facebook. You just have to click it. There. Oh, we'll create a post. Okay. Then we'll click post. Oh, what? Oh, you mother effers. Okay, so it's not going to let me post it. What is going on? I think because we've had a lot of people join the page and leave messages and post stuff. We're getting shut down by the man. We're getting shut down by the man. So as soon as as soon as that error goes away, I'll post it. But if you want to, just join the Facebook page and message me, and I'll give it to you in PM or Messenger or whatever it's called. The man is holding us down. I don't know what's going on. What the hell? I can't post anything now? Apparently not. They think I'm a bot. What is this? I posted too frequently. Okay. Okay. Someone said if you just post, click it a few times, it'll go through. Let's see if that works. Doesn't seem to be working. That trick doesn't work, whoever said to do that. We're going to click it like 10 times. Nope, doesn't work. I don't know. I'll try to figure it out. We opened a Facebook page. Hold on. Who knows if we'll ever be able to use it after this bloody error, but yeah. I'll post it in the chat. Yeah, that's very scary, isn't it, James? By the way, has anyone spoken to Melody? I don't know why she didn't come back when it wasn't me who was mean to her. I hope she comes back. I mean, that person, I think we banned them, so she's safe to come back. I think pretty sure we banned that person. So she's fine. She can come back. And we added new moderators. We added some more moderators to keep ruffians out. Yeah, it is. Most people are what they call working homeless. So they don't earn enough money to be able to keep a house, and that the cost of being homeless and keeping themselves safe actually chews up a lot of the money that they earn, so they can't save anything to get a house. It's a really common cycle to get into, and it's so devastating. It's really awful. I feel very sorry for those people. That's right. We don't like ruffians. I think that's about it. I don't want to do any Delphi. I feel like everyone's Delphi'd out. Let me see what else I've got. No, I don't want to do Abby and Libby. Did we do something on Jacqueline Perez a while ago? Did they find her? Let me have a look. Do you remember Jacqueline Perez? I remember we were looking for her the other day. They still believe that she was kidnapped. I don't have an update for you. This woman. If anyone sees an update, tell me, but I haven't seen one.
Auburn police need your help finding a missing woman. Police say 21-year-old Jacqueline Perez went missing on the evening of October 13th. That's last Sunday. She's 6 weeks pregnant and recently immigrated from Guatemala with her husband. Detectives believe there's credible evidence suggesting Jacqueline was taken from her home under duress, and they don't believe this is random. Police say Jacqueline is 5'4", has a scar on her left cheek. If you see her or have any information about her whereabouts, contact Auburn Police.
That's it. No update. They still think she's abducted, being kidnapped, and they don't know what happened to her.
The courtroom was filled with loved ones all wearing hoodies and beanies adorned with 2-year-old Sincere Lewis's name and photos. A 17-year-old Jason Jack faced a judge Thursday morning.
Oh, UK story. Yeah. No, I don't have an update on Susan Simpson. They are still searching for her. That's it. No other update. No update on her. No update on the one in Montana. That's it. Nothing else. Oh, yeah, I was going to do that one that Angela sent. Hold on. I got to find it. This one? Yeah. So I love Catfish. It's a show I watch quite a lot. I like the host. Did you guys know that the host of Catfish was in like a terrible accident like a few months ago? You know Neve? Neve was hit by a truck. I'm not kidding. He was cycling to pick his son up from school and he got hit by a truck. So, yeah, if you're a Catfish fan, I don't know when Catfish is coming back or if ever. He was in hospital in like a neck brace and he's broken bones and here, I'll show you. Yeah, I'll see if I can get this photo up for you. Oh, there we go. So there's Neve and his wife. After he got hit by a car. Yeah, I saw it a few months ago, right? I don't know if it's coming back, if they're gonna produce it anymore, or if he's okay. I hope so. I like Catfish, but yeah, he got absolutely owned on his bicycle. I think his bicycle got crushed too. So if you're a Catfish fan, I don't know if he's ever coming back. He broke his neck, apparently. Broke his neck. Let's see. I wanted to see if there's an update on him. And then we'll talk about the other Catfish story. They say Catfish host Neve Schulman hit by truck, grateful to be alive. They say a truck struck Neve Schulman while he was riding his bike, and he was en route to his son's school August 5th when the incident occurred, leaving him with a broken neck. He broke his C5 and C6 vertebrae, and he says he's not paralyzed, but his hands were a bit fuzzy for a little while. He offered gratitude for the medical professionals who provided care, adding, "It's hard to feel sorry for myself when I hear from the doctors about how many people with similar injuries never walk again." He said, what is he saying? Oh, he said he's thankful that it occurred when it did because he was by himself. Had it been a little bit later, he would have had his son with him, and he's very thankful that it was just him. Hi, Rory. What's up, girl? Hey, Bubba. He says he shared that he was happy he had a pleasant fishing day with his family the day before the wreck, and there is a photo from that trip in the social media. Yeah, he cracked his neck. Poor buddy. That sucks. That's a hell of an injury. Oh no, someone here. They say like, "Hi, Laura." That's his wife. My name is Samantha. I'm calling from the school his son goes to. I was curious if somebody was on their way for pickup. Time is at 2:35. If you can reach out to his teacher, give us a call back because Neve didn't make it. He was hit by a truck, and she must have been like, "What do you mean my husband's not there to pick up my child?" Well, he just left to do it. They must have just gone into overdrive. Yeah, very lucky he's not paralyzed. Very. I love catfish too. Yeah. Oh, he's supposed to be in court this week, Danny. He's supposed to be in court this week to give evidence on the condition they believe his daughter had. And then I'm not sure. They're going to decide from there. It might be a bit of a process. We'll see. Hi, Rory. Hi, Rory. What you doing? What you doing? Rory's literally like, she's got her paws up on my lap right here. She always does this when she wants a pat. Hi, Bobby. What's wrong? What's wrong? You want to go sleep with your brother? Oh, you got a little cut on your face. Why? Did Muff do that? He does beat you up, doesn't he? Hmm? And she's got a little cut on her ear. But it's normally from Muffin, because Muffin, like, paws at her a lot. Hey, you got a little cut on your ear? Hey? Hey? Who did that to you? Was it your brother? Alright. You had a pat? Had enough? Yeah? Alright. Hey, don't. Yeah, alright. You're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait. She wants me to come with her now, but you have to wait, girl. Yeah, sorry about that. She's very impatient. When she wants dad to do something, she wants me to do something. Alright. Alright. Let's have a look at the other one I had. It says, Dad, an angelic schoolgirl 12 driven to S-word by UK's most prolific catfisher. By the way, you do that, you are a piece of crap. Don't do that to people. If it's just ridiculous. They say a 12-year-old girl shot herself after a catfish blackmailed her with nude images. Is her name Cimarron Thomas? Killed herself with a handgun owned by her father, Ben, a U.S. Army veteran who took his life 18 months earlier. But for 3 years, no one knew why this girl from West Virginia had ended her life until police discovered an online chat between her and Alexander McCartney, 26, on the serial catfisher's computer. Posing as a girl called Sarah on Snapchat, McCartney had convinced her to send a topless photo of herself before revealing his identity and demanding more. He threatened to send the image to her dad if she didn't send sexually depraved photos, and even get her sister, age 9, involved in the photos and sex acts. She told him she would rather remove herself from this world than comply, to which McCartney responded by starting a countdown and declaring goodbye and good luck. She then shot herself in her parents' bedroom, where her younger sister found her on the floor with her father's Heckler and Koch handgun by her side. This guy, get the click and get this guy. Piece of crap. They're saying the young girl was one of at least 70 children catfished by McCartney, who targeted girls usually aged between 10 and 16. You and that guy from Delphi, you probably get along like a house on fire. They say he pleaded guilty to manslaughter this year, 6 years after the young lady died, having already admitted to 184 counts, including blackmail and CSAM. But apparently, according to the young girl's family, they are furious that he wasn't charged with murder. Speaking to Mail Online, an uncle said he might as well pulled the trigger himself and killed my niece and my brother. The man has torn the family apart. He should have been charged with murder and spent the rest of his life in prison. It has been so hard for the family to come to terms with what he did. We have all struggled. There's a nice photo of her. These are the type of people that literally you go, "Oh, you got sentenced? Great. Step out here, sir." And then you clock the gun and you pull the trigger. Save the friggin' government millions of dollars a year in keeping him alive in a prison somewhere. Just pull the trigger. It ain't worth the fucking space. Hate these people. Sean says Netflix has a doco on a woman catfished by someone posing as an Indian doctor. There's a bunch of them, bud. There was that girl in Victoria who posed as that famous home and away people. Yeah, sweet. We talked about that last week. We talked about the documentary. Yeah, we watched that the other week. We had it on the show. I think it was last week. Yeah, but she's a bit crackers, Sean. Hey, whoa, hey, hi. Hi, guys, hold on. Hi, Baba. What's wrong? Hello. What's wrong? You saying hello to everyone? Look. Hey, girl. Yeah. She she jumped onto my lap. She she doesn't do that. She's not a lap cat. She fully jumped into my lap, and I was like, "Whoa, I've got a heavy cat on my lap." Yeah. There was a what was his name? Brant Lewis or something? There was a female catfisher that was pretending to be a home and away star and was catfishing everyone with it down here a couple of years ago. And I mean, these people are just depraved. I don't even think it's an illness. I think it's a way of controlling people and getting a kick out of it, from a computer screen. It really is. And I I have no sympathy for the catfishers. I really believe they really should get the old Sparky. Sean says Bad Surgeon is another good show. I haven't seen that one, but one's a tiger kitty. What does the other one look like? Muffin's been on the show before. He's orange. The one I just showed you is the other one. That's the female. She's the big fluffy cat. Muffin's bright orange. He's a big orange. He's over there. Muffin. He's not paying attention. The guy is in Northern Ireland. The catfisher. He deserves a. You know how they unfortunately if you don't know this, I'm sorry, but you know how they kill cattle with the pneumatic rod. That's what these people need in the forehead. No Country for Old Men, like that. Just No Country for Old Men. Them. It's oh, sentence delivered. Great. Here, just pull the trigger. No sympathy. I have no time for them. I have no anything. You do this. You spend your life doing this. You open yourself up to that type of punishment. I'm sorry. I don't care. I mean, yeah. Just get the cattle pneumatic cylinder and just take him out. Leave this world. They say, her mother has PTSD and doesn't talk about what happened to her daughter, according to a family friend who said, when the police from Northern Ireland asked to meet with her, she just couldn't do it. It was too much. He refused to meet with them. I don't know if she did later meet, but we heard it was all too traumatic for her. They say outside his home in Frostburg, Maryland, the girl's grandfather, Dale, has a memorial bench emblazoned with the badge of his son's regiment and the words, "Faith brought us through," below the young lady's name. Oh. Still too distressed to talk about what happened, the 76-year-old said, "We just want this all to be over." Posting on a funeral webpage after the young lady died, her schoolmate Emma said, "Sim, it's been over a month and I still miss you. I wish we could pass the volleyball and gossip just one more time. I wish I could hear you laugh one more time. I just wish I could see and hang out with you one more time. Losing you flipped my world upside down, and I still can't believe you're gone. Her teacher, Amanda, at Brucetown Mills Middle School wrote, I don't even know how to put into words the emotions I wish to express. I've typed and retyped about 20 times now. How does one put into words how truly blessed they were to have been part of someone's life? I was lucky to know you. I was your teacher, but in the 2 years I had you, you, my dear, taught me more than you, my dear, taught me more than you will ever know. I always tell my students that they are more like my kids for the year. You will always be one of my favorites when I think of you. I smile. Seriously, I should be able to write better than this. I am a teacher, yet I chuckle a little because I can hear you say, Miss Mosier, that's all right. You can only do your best, and not everyone is good at everything. What a nice young girl. She says, I tell you, kiddo, my heart always melts when I think of you. I don't want to mourn for what could have been because all that you were was pretty darn special. She says, you made an impact on my life you made an impact on every life you touched. When someone hears your name, they smile big. Fly high, sweet girl. You'll forever be in my heart. Love, Miss Mosier, your teacher. As the victim of a sex crime in Northern Ireland, she was entitled to anonymity for 25 years, but Judge McKeon at Belfast Crown Court agreed that there was public interest in lifting the anonymity order after media organizations applied to waive it. I believe that's true. As much as it names the victim, this absolutely vile dog shit of a human person, this absolute elf-looking mother effer, deserves to be publicly named. Someone get the friggin' cattle pneumatic rod, take it to the courthouse. Next time he gets there, do it. Yep, that guy caused her death from being a pathetic sack of crap. Trying to manipulate young girls into sending nude photos and other things. Like, you know what that tells me? It tells me that you have no game and you couldn't get a woman even if you tried because there's such an such an incompetent loser that the only way you can get any naked girls is by manipulating little girls because they're not as wise as some of the older ones. They don't know, they're not keen to your tricks. So it just tells me that you once were and always will be an effing loser. Always, forever. Just a deplorable human being. Angela says, I personally think he should be jailed where she died, not in Northern Ireland, as he would find it much harder. True. I think he's like 20 something. I don't know. How many years is that in elf years? Let's see. He's 26. 26 preying on little girls that are 12. At 26, you should already know how to speak to real women. Should have picked that up when you were 19, even younger. I was speaking to girls who were 19 when I was 16. This guy just picking on 12-year-olds. It's gross. It's really gross. Him and what's that loser in the freaking Delphi case name? Very similar. Very similar. What's that guy's name? The one who got caught with the fake profile. I always forget his name because I don't bother to learn it. What's his name? Even when I search it, I can't find it. Someone will know. Someone in the chat will know what his idiot name is. Oh, here he is. What? Why is it telling me about copyright? I don't care about that. Keegan Kline. That's it. Keegan Kline. Very similar, these two. Very similar. Both preyed on young girls. Both asked them to do different things, although this one pressured them into them with like time clocks and countdown timers. It's just such a, you know, it's just such a infantile way of doing it. What am I reading? Ping read chat. Kegger. Huh. Yeah, here, I'll show you. This idiot. He has the same thing. Can't get naked women, preys on little girls. Keegan Klein, yeah. Yeah, I do believe he should be jailed where she died. Yeah. I agree. Oh, you're all saying his name? Oh, really? I can see it here. Keegan Klein. Yeah, that guy. F that guy too. That guy's just as sick. Read some of the descriptions of the things he got those little girls to do. Sponge slob? Yeah. I'm not gonna make fun. I'm not gonna. The thing is, I'll make fun of what he did. I'll make fun of maybe how he presents himself, but I'm not gonna make fun of like that he's a large guy or whatever. Some people can't help that, so I'm not gonna be like, you f mother effer or whatever. I'm not gonna do that because like some people can't help it. But I will judge him on his actions, and I will make fun of him for being. If he didn't have any of these young girls, he'd be a virgin until he was 90, because he ain't got no game. Even though apparently he had a girlfriend and blah blah blah. No. We all had a girlfriend who lived in Canada that we never saw growing up. We all did. All right. All right. We did about an hour before Ping gets more mad about things. We should probably wrap up for the night. Rory, what are you doing, girl? I hear you. It's like I should have like Ping's list of losers. Up the top, Jesse Vang. Next, that guy. The other guy. I should do that. I'm going to make a photo. Ping's list of losers. All right. Hey, I'm going to get out of here. I really appreciate it. I will tell her. All right. I'm going to get out of here. I really appreciate everyone. It is too easy. I appreciate everyone's support of the channel. Appreciate everyone's support of the appreciate everyone's support of the channel and the new Facebook too. It's very kind to see how many people have joined. And the people who support this channel, like the names at the end of the show, all those names that follow at the end of the show, the top ones are the people who donate. The reason they're at the top is because, well, just to be honest, I get a larger percentage. It's just how it is. It doesn't mean you're any more special or whatever. It just they're the ones at the top. The other ones are all the nice members of the channel from YouTube, and like I put everyone on there. I went all the way back to August. Anyone I could find, I backdated all the way to August to make sure no one felt left out, because I don't like people feeling like they're being left out. So thank you very much. I hope everyone knows now there'll be no show in November, no late show, this show, no more in November. And I appreciate all of you. I will. I got to do a workout. I got to have a protein shake. Then I got to cook dinner, and like it's 4 o'clock, but my night starts now, and I probably won't sit down until about 10:30, 11. I got to feed the cats, and I got to do a lot. So I'll see you tomorrow again, 9 p.m. Hey, hopefully by tomorrow we'll find out what this mystery case is in Houston of who were they looking for, and why wouldn't they tell anyone? That's very strange. Hopefully tomorrow we'll find out. I'm still hoping for a Dustin. The guy found in the tent, they believe he was killed while camping out in Montana. I'm hoping we're going to get an update for that one tomorrow. Supposed to be today, didn't happen. Hopefully tomorrow. I better, because otherwise Rory might eat me. She looks very unhappy. For her to jump into my lap, a cat that has never slept or jumped into anyone's lap in her entire life, She must be hungry. I love you all. Good night.